Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Laura Stapleton. We're here today to talk about Blackboard Ultra, the announcement feature, and how we can use that to engage with our students, build presence. We'll talk about what I mean when I say build presence, but we're going to use announcement feature in kind of a new and exciting way. All right, so the theoretical framework that really surrounds what I'm going to talk about today is the community of inquiry, and it was developed by Randy Garrison about the year 2000, and it was groundbreaking because it's something that we know about face-to-face classes, but it was also shown to apply for online classes, and that is there's three interconnected components or presence: social presence, cognitive presence, and teaching presence, that make up that really exceptional educational experience for the learners. So all of these things must be present in your online course in order for that course to be successful for the student. So we're going to figure out, where do announcements fall into here? And really it's about the instructor presence. It's a component of several of these, but we want to create moments of exchange. We want to give feedback. We want to have personal framing. We want to have a connection. And it's that connection bullet point that we're trying to get to here. We want to connect with our learners as people and connect with the content to them. And that is how I am using the announcements. All right, so instructor presence, how do we create it? There's many ways we can do it. We can do a welcome video, and certainly the MU Online Center, the Design Center, can help you create a great welcome center, or the faculty liaison can help you create a welcome message. But posting announcements is how we're going to do it today. But all of these things will create a really memorable instructor presence within your course. Now, specifically for announcements, we know that they are there to help us post time-sensitive information, but I'm using them to demonstrate presence. So the neat feature about Blackboard Ultra is that they have to close that window, and that's what the last little check mark is. They must close the window to gain access. This is coming up. It's taking over their screen. Now, I can't control whether they're reading it or not, but they do have to click off of, or click that message to go away before they're allowed to enter the course. And that is a benefit to the Blackboard Ultra announcements. It's not something that I'm putting out there that they have to click on. It's present, taking over their screen, and they have to make it go away. All right, so here's what an example of that pop-up window looks like that students see. Now, they would go into each one of these, and then that window would go away. Here is where the announcement feature is on your toolbar, and that is where you will go, and I'll show you in a moment how you can create or edit an announcement. And certainly if you're a student, that's where you would go to reread any announcements. Now, if you decide to, you can send this as an email, and this is what the students would see if you send it as an email. You can see that they have a link, they have a graphic that's present, but I just wanted to let you know that the neat thing is you could schedule these in advance, or you could send it as an email. Both of those are great things to have at your disposal. Now, specifically, how do I use announcements? All right, so I try to create a weekly purposeful announcement. I use it as a bridge between last week's material and this week's material content-wise. So I want to remind them of what we covered last week and how it plays into what we're going to be learning this week. I want to whet their appetite for the new material. Now, sometimes we're transitioning to new material that doesn't necessarily maybe build on the last one, and that's okay. I can generate excitement with this announcement. I could show them a real world connection, what have you. I also want to have a component where I am bringing in Marshall and myself into it. So usually it's up at the top. I may talk about what's happening on campus. I may talk about what's happening in my life. And this is neat because think about it, some of our online students never come to Marshall. So the more that we bring Marshall to them, the more connection that they will have. But the highlights of the announcement, I want it to be relevant material. I always try to make a real world connection for my learners, and I always provide them with an optional resource that they can go to explore this topic on a deeper level. All right, so we're just about ready to go into Blackboard Ultra so we can see how this stuff works, but I wanted to let you know that this is where you will go in case you have any questions. So you go contact the MU Online, you can contact any of the amazing instructional designers, and there's a lot of information on the website. And if you want to contact one of the faculty liaisons, there is my information as well. So right now we are going to go to Blackboard Ultra. Hi everyone. So we're now looking at just a development shell that I do for the faculty liaison work. And so I want to draw your attention right up here to the announcements. This is where we will create an announcement and so forth. So by clicking on that, you'll see all the announcements that you've created for that course. You'll also see their status. These are still in draft form. Do you see right up here where it says 6 draft? I have not posted it, but if this were a real live course, you could see that it was posted. Will show you the number of views, that's how many students have viewed that particular announcement. And then you'll also, since they are still drafts, I'll have the ability to edit, but I could copy it even if it's posted, and I could certainly delete it. Now, I want to show you right up here, this little circle with a plus. This is where we are going to go to create an announcement. So I can give it a title, let's say week, I don't have one, week 6, so I'll just do that. I can pick the recipients. These are all course members. I can type my announcement. You'll see all the formatting tools that you're used to within Blackboard Ultra. We can do a link. We can attach something. We can incorporate pictures. I can incorporate content, a YouTube video, media, and so forth. And I want to draw your attention to this one. This is an audio video recording, and this is what I'm going to show you in just a moment, how I created an announcement video. So I didn't have to go anywhere else to create this video. Like I didn't have to go to Panopto or anything. I actually created the video right here from within my announcement. So that's pretty neat. All right. Now we can also send the email to recipients of those who have an email on file, and you can schedule it. This is really great. If you create an announcement at the middle of the week that's going to go live on Sunday, hey, reminder, deadlines are due, then you can schedule that for whenever you would like. All right, so we're not going to create one. I just wanted to show you that screen, but I do want to show you the welcome to the course. Now unfortunately, it's not an inline video. That little recording, that last tool that we were just talking about, it will create something like this, and you won't be able to hear my voice when I play it, but you'll at least be able to see what the students see when they do click on it. So in the playback window, and they can make it bigger, and I'll just play a snippet so you can see, but it is not going to, you're not going to be able to hear the words. So what they're seeing initially with this first announcement is me. They're hearing me welcome them to the class. In that video, I said that I wanted them to look at the syllabus and the schedule and, things like that. So just like in a face-to-face class, I want them to see and hear me and know where to go. That's important that students feel like they know, the teacher is present in the course, an asynchronous online course. They're not figuring things out on their own. And that first announcement does a couple of things. It does direct them to what I want them to do first. And it also starts to build an instructor presence of me within my own course. They see, they hear me, and so forth. So that's the first inclination of instructor presence that they do. Now, I do these every week. In form or fashion. I'm just showing you different ones. Here's an example of one that I do that doesn't have a video, but it builds presence right up here at the beginning where I tell them a little bit about what's going on here in Huntington or with me. So here I say, here in Huntington, the days are mild, which makes us hope that spring is around the corner. Campus is bustling with activity, and the basketball team just won the last game 77-68. Are you waiting for spring as much as I am? I hope all is well with you. I would say something like that to my face-to-face class.
I would talk about a game or I would talk about the weather. So I'm going to do that here as well. I also, and I could have done that with a video. I also make a connection with what we did last week, which was measure of centeredness, with what we're going to do this week. And that helps them see the flow of the course, why this is important, why are we doing it in this order. I also put in a table. Again, I'm not thrilled with the way this looks, but it's okay. And here they can you think of examples of how measures of variation are observed in a practical scenario? That's not for a grade. That's just to have them think. If they want to explore this topic a little bit more in depth, because we always have students, I want to know a little bit more about that, or that kind of interested me. Here's a optional Desmos activity that does connect the prior week mean and median with the new week standard deviation. And then here's just a reminder of what I want them to do. And then always an email at the bottom, or information about how they can get in touch with me. So again, this is a announcement that they are seeing, and it's just a way for me to connect with them at the start of the week. Trying to think, there's other things. I'll just kind of quickly show you. Here is a video. I just did a little Panopto video, so there's a link to a video. Here's a flip announcements. Here is some instructions. So I'm just trying to show you, again, these are not ones that I actually sent out. I just created these for, for the this video. I'm trying to find one. Let me see. Here's the one. Here's a YouTube video that I incorporated so you can see what an inline video looks like. But again, I try to make them, and again, I said we had a little bit of snow. This week we'll examine how data is used. Please watch this short. And I always try to give the time so that they'll know, this is not going to be a 10-minute video, and we will build on that this week. So this was not my full-fledged one, but again, I tried to just show you a variety of things for this video. But I hope that you use announcements not only as a way to give critical information that we always do, but as a way to engage and communicate and connect with your students. I think that's so important, and it's such an easy thing for us to do, and that's the way that I use announcements. So thank you so much, and I'll talk to you soon.